voice of the light. Music speak to your soul. Adamimogo 107.7 FM, the voice of the light.
The Nigerian army has taken custody of two.
Get ready to dive into the latest headlines,
Nigerians deported from the United
in-depth stories, and breaking updates that matter to you.
To face the challenge to be able to fulfill the dream and the aspiration.
From local events to global affairs, we've got you covered. Stay with us as we unravel the stories shaping our world today. This is Adamimogo 107.7 FM News.
The time is 6 o'clock.
A suspected bank robber leading officers.
The presidential candidate of the
News is always on the go, and we get the stories firsthand as they happen, where they happen. We bring the information to you undiluted, verified, accurate, balanced, and without bias. Told from a human angle perspective. We interview the actors and the experts. All facts laid bare. From Nigeria to the rest of the globe, we deliver the news on time and in time. This is News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Ido-Ekiti.
Good evening and welcome to News Express, our flagship bulletin covering national, state, politics, business, global, sports and entertainment news. Let's start with the headlines. President Tinubu approves release of 28 billion naira, 20 trucks of rice for victim of Mokwa flood. CIPS CEO advocates for stronger procurement standard to curb corruption in Nigeria. Ekiti pensioners form new group to fight for better welfare. Thanks for joining us on News Express. I am Oluwabiyi Falodun. President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate release of 2 billion naira for the reconstruction of all houses affected by the flood in Mokwa, Niger State. Vice President Kashim Shettima disclosed these during a visit to Mokwa following the devastating flood that destroyed lives and properties and left 100 displaced. The Vice President also said the President authorized the immediate release of 20 trucks of rice to be delivered to the victims, assuring that President Tinubu's heart is with the people. Shettima said that all the issues affecting the people will be addressed. According to him, the President has also directed that the affected bridges in the area be repaired immediately. Meanwhile, the Niger State Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management has set the record straight on the miscommunication by one of its commissioners when it said the ministry had delivered a total of 6,000 trailers of rice to the Mokwa flood victim in Niger State. The Ministry Director Media and Strategy Abibu Shishi in a statement today said the 6,000 trailer of rice declared by the Commissioner Ahmed Yumu was a slip of tongue, clarifying that it was meant to say 6,000 bags of rice. According to the ministry, Yumu made this statement out of shock, adding that it was overwhelmed by the loss of lives and properties in the incident. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, has warned federal universities, polytechnics and colleges of education across the country, declaring that any satellite campus established without prior approval through their respective regulatory agency, the National University Commission, the National Board for Technical Education, and the National Colleges of Education will face strict sanction. This directive was contained in a memo cited by Newsmen Today, dated May 30, 2025, and addressed to the Executive Secretaries of this regulatory agency, in which the minister expressed serious concern over the growing trend of unregulated and unjustified establishment of satellite campuses by federal universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. Alausa emphasized that the unapproved proliferation of satellite campuses undermines the integrity, quality, and sustainability of Nigeria's tertiary education system. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, Ekberikpe Ekpom, has inaugurated the first ever liquefied to compressed natural gas hub in the northeast of Nigeria. The minister in a statement yesterday said the development is a testament to the potential of the public-private collaboration in advancing the federal government decade of gas agenda. It mentioned that the country was setting a new benchmark for energy accessibility and sustainability through the project by Green Via Energy. According to him, the facility in Yola marks a significant turning point as TT is a beacon of hope and opportunity not only for Adamawa State but for the entire region. The federal government is set to construct 100 houses in each of the 774 local government areas of the country. The Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development, Yusuf Atta, disclosed it in Kano on Tuesday evening when the Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, received hundreds of supporters of the new Nigerian People Party who defected to the All Progressive Congress. He said under the new initiative, a total of 77,400 houses will be constructed across the country, of which Kano will get 4,400 houses. The Chartered Institute of Procurement as Supply Ben Farrell, MBE, has emphasized the critical need for enhanced transparency and standardized practices in Nigeria's procurement sector. He highlighted that procurement plays a vital role in Nigeria's manufacturing industry, but is plagued by corruption, leading to significant financial losses. Farrell, in a recent televised interview, pointed out that Nigerian losses approximately $18 billion annually due to financial crimes and corrupt procurement processes, as reported by the Center for Study of Economics of Africa, CSEA.
Import less, manufacture more, but your supply chain into Nigeria is so connected to the wider world. How this operates efficiently and effectively is increasingly important, and that's why the role of CIPS, Chartered Institute of Procurement Supply, is ever more important. And I've been travelling, talking to governments, and that's why we're here.
It stressed that implementing multiple procurement standards and guidelines is essential to enhance accountability and reduce cost, particularly in sectors like medical supplies across 8 states. Established in 1932, CPIS has been at the forefront of promoting best practices in procurement globally. CIPS has been at the forefront of promoting best practices in procurement globally. Farrell noted that Nigeria has agencies like the Bureau of Public Procurement, BPP, working towards improving procurement strategies. The CEO of Sakin Motor Automobile, Aliyu Mohammed, has clarified that his recent social media video was not meant to insult or undermine civil servant, but rather to promote his brand through humor and creativity. This comes after the Nigerian Orientation Agency issued a warning letter to Mohammed for a skit in which he questioned if a civil servant could afford a 2023 Mercedes-Benz C300 with AI features. In the video, the AI system replied, "No, maybe in 2062, a response that sparked reaction online. Speaking in a televised interview, Mohammed said he has great respect for civil servants, describing them as the backbone of the country. He insisted the video was not a slight, but a strategy to market innovation and attract attention to Nigeria's automotive industry.
All the civil servants who are watching this, I want to clearly state that my intentions for all of you are very, very positive. I love you people more than you actually love me, and my goal is to ensure that I make each and every single one of you watching this a car owner.
Mohammed further explained that his motivation for starting Sakin Motors was to drive positive change in the nation and improve access to modern automobiles, especially for everyday Nigerians, including civil servants. Amid ongoing discussions among opposition parties ahead of 2027 general election, former African Action Group AAC presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has criticized the current coalition effort, labeling them as lacking in vision and ideological foundation. In a recent televised interview, Sowore expressed concern that these coalition talks are superficial and may inadvertently bluster President Bola Tinubu's chances for re-election. He emphasized that without a clear ideological stand, such alliances are ineffective and could distract from forming a genuine movement representing the oppressed.
Meetings. That's why they can't find a party to join. They were joining SCP one day, the next day they're ADC. Now they say they want to register a party. That's loneliness. Because any coalition that is without ideology is a lonely coalition. But no, a coalition without conviction, coalition without character.
Further argued that true political change requires alliances built on shared principles and a commitment to addressing the needs of the marginalized rather than mere political expediency. The Pan-Yoruba socio-political organization Afenifere has warned scholars against the tendency to fuel the embers of discord over their false narrative about the originator of Ile-Ife. Afenifere's decision came in the wake of a claim that Igbo people of southeast Nigeria founded Ile-Ife. Coming next, Ekiti pensioners form new groups to fight for better welfare. Please stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes! Right at Olojudo's Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your events on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talk. Simply visit us at Olojudo's Palace, Ido Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803 526 5812 or 0916 340 0878 or 0806 511 4430. You can also call 0806 380 8891 at Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your participants.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us again. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook via Adamimogo 107.7 FM. For happenings around you or news inquiries, please contact our newsroom on this number 0915-786-8095. Now to the rest of the news. Disgruntled pensioners in Ekiti State have established a new organization, the Pensioner Association of Nigeria, aiming to better protect members' interests and improve welfare packages. Joel Akin-Ola, chairman of the PAN's Ekiti State branch and immediate past state chairman of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, explained that members shifted to the new group in search of a platform that would more effectively safeguard their welfare. Speaking at the meeting of the new association in Ado Ekiti today, Akin-Ola noted that members from over 10 local government areas are joined, inspired by his unprecedented achievement during his tenure as NUP state chairman. The State Governor, Mr. Biodun Oyebanji, has reaffirmed his administration commitment to revolutionizing education through digital learning by establishing digital classes in all schools in the state. Governor Oyebanji stated this yesterday during the commissioning of a digital smart school donated by the chairman and chief executive of Equipment Hub Group, Mr. Gbolahan Olayomi, at the Government College at Ekiti. The governor acknowledged that the digital smart school, equipped with modern ICT tools and e-learning platforms, is part of his administration's education blueprint to elevate the standards of public schools, adding that other public schools in the state will soon benefit from the opportunity. Commending the donor for giving back to the community, Governor Oyebanji stated that the e-learning facility donated by the Equipment Hub would designed to boost instructional delivery in the school and facilitate effective teaching and learning for improved learning outcomes. The governor of Ondo State, Lucky Ayedatiwa, has reaffirmed his administration commitment to safeguarding the lives and properties of the state resident. In line with the commitment, the governor represented 50 operational Toyotas Hilux vehicle to various security agencies during a ceremony held at the Government House ground in Akure, the state capital, today. The event formed part of the activities marking the governor's first 100 days in office, expressing his satisfaction at the opportunity to equip security agencies with essential logistic. Governor Ayedatiwa noted that the distribution of the operational vehicles clearly demonstrates his administration resolve to enhance the capacity and responsiveness of a security formations across the state. The Department of State Services has urged the Federal High Court Abuja to restrain Professor Patrick Utom from further making public comments or engaging in rallies in relation to the subject of suits pending against him over his announced plan to establish a shadow government in the country. The request is contained in a fresh application filed before the court by the organization following report that Utomi, who is reportedly currently abroad, has planned protests, road shows, media interviews and related activities after his return to the country on June 6. The application seeks mainly an order of interlocutory injunction restraining the defendant responded Utomi, his agents, private association, workers on any reason or any person acting through him from staging road shows, rallies, public lectures, or any form of public gathering, newspapers publication, television programs, jingles, or any other public enlightenment programs aimed at sensitizing, instigating, propagating or in any way promoting the purported shadow government or its objective or goals with the view to establishing the said shadow government pending the hearings and determination of the substantive suit. Human rights organization Amnesty International has responded to claim by some northern clerics and influencers of selective and biased reporting of the killings in the north. Recall the organization released a report last week highlighting alleged human rights abuses under President Bola Tinubu's administration. Amnesty International claimed that within 2 years, 7,000 victims from Benue State, 2,600 from Plateau State, and 691 from Sokoto, Zamfara, and other northern states had been killed due to terrorism in the country. However, some northern Islamic clerics and influencers such as Sheikh bin Al-Kazim, Asaduz, Dan Bello, Arewa Mufarak, Shafaddin Bature, and others have dismissed the report. Reacting to the dismissal in a chat with our correspondent today, Amnesty Country's Director Issa Sanusi dismissed the allegation levied against the organization. The Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) has directed deposit money banks to start deducting charges for unstructured supplementary service data transactions directly from users' mobile airtime. According to an email from a bank's customer yesterday, the charges will no longer be deducted from customers' account. The bank's management said the directive takes effect from Tuesday, June 3, 2025. The statement read, in line with the directive of the Nigerian Communication Commission, please be informed that effects June 3, 2025, charges for USSD banking services will no longer be deducted from your bank account. And on foreign news, South Korean new president vows peace and dialogue with North. Jo Ogbue is standing by.
Good evening and welcome to the foreign scene. South Korea's new Liberal president, Im Yoon-jae, has pledged to raise the country from what he described as the near destruction caused by a martial law attempt and revive a struggling economy facing global protectionism. President Myung, in his inaugural speech today, also promised to reach out to the nuclear-armed North and heal wounds of division and war and establish a future of peace and prosperity as he assumed office today, following a decisive victory in a snap election yesterday triggered by his predecessor controversial martial law declaration. He emphasized his readiness for dialogue, vowing that Seoul would prevent North Korean nuclear and military provocations while opening communication channels and pursuing dialogue and cooperation to build peace on the Korean Peninsula, a region that demarcates North Korea from South. Still on the foreign scene, a British humanitarian organization, Action for Humanity, that operates in Gaza has slammed the Israeli-conceived Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF, for failing to bring aid to the most of Gaza's population while subjecting civilians to deadly violence near aid sites. The British charity group, in a statement today, affirmed that the GHF has shuttered, depriving thousands of aid access, while Israeli forces intensify military operations in civilian areas and declare aid distribution points as combat zones. According to the organization, the entire population has been denied, humiliated, and traumatized by its negligence and insufficient actions, adding that since the program was launched, the GHF has reached only 13% of Gaza's population with food aid, describing it as not a solution but a catastrophic failure and atrocity in action. And that is all on the foreign scene this evening. My name is Joel Ubwe.
Thank you, Joel Ugboe. And on entertainment, skit maker and musician Nawal Nasuru, popularly known as Nasboy, has survived a car accident while attempting to secure a feature for his upcoming song with Afrobeat superstar David Adeleke, aka Davido. Nasboy revealed yesterday that his vehicle collided with a parked trailer. The entertainer embarked on an ambitious road trip about 7 days ago, traveling across Nigeria's 36 states in a bid to capture Davido's attention and collaborate on a potential hit track. Although the exact location of the accident was not disclosed, the incident has sparked widespread concern among fans and supporters, many of whom have taken to social media to express their relief and sympathy. And on sports, the Premier League has officially commenced the 2025-2026 season following its annual general meeting held today. With the administrative transition now complete, all 20 clubs, including promoted sides Leeds United, Brunel, and Sunderland, have been formally recognized as members of the top flight. The full schedule for the upcoming season will be unveiled ahead of the opening match week on Saturday, 16 August. With that sports story, we end the edition of News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Ido Ekiti. Before we go, the highlights again. We told you that President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate release of 2 billion naira for the reconstruction of all houses affected by the flood in Mokwa, Niger State. We also brought to you that CEO of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, CPIS, Ben Farrell Imbe, has emphasized the critical need for enhanced transparency and standardized practices in Nigeria's procurement sector. We also brought to you that CEO of the Chartered Institute of Procurement and Supply, CIPS, Ben Farrell Humpe, has emphasized the critical need for enhanced transparency and standardized practices in Nigeria's procurement sector. And finally, we told you that the State Governor, Mr. Biodun Yebanji, has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to revolutionizing education through digital learning by establishing digital classes in all schools in the state. That's News Express on Adamimogo 107.7 FM, Olojido's Palace, Ido Ekiti. On behalf of the production crew, led by Oladoyin Ayegusi, I am Oluwabiyi Falodun.